my name's Paul West, and I'm here at Mystery Bay Kelp with the lovely Leanne.
Hi.
Leanne, how long have you been selling kelp?
I first started on my journey with MBK just over 2 years ago, and I started collecting it for my own use, for using at home, for the benefit of my health, and now it's just gone 2 years and built the business up, and infusing it with local land-based superfoods.
So when you say you were collecting it as a part of your own personal health journey, what about kelp makes it such a powerhouse ingredient?
Well, it's full of macro and micronutrients, in particular iodine. And that was the attraction for myself, having a thyroid dysfunction. And I watched a doco on Catalyst on the ABC, and I realised how beneficial it was after researching. And I thought, I've really got to do something with this. And I love to cook, so that's how I started to, infuse it with other ingredients. And it's got fucoidan in it as well. It's great for gut health. Polysaccharides, digestion. It really is a superfood of the sea.
Is there any other ingredient that's comparable in terms of its nutritional profile? It seems like it's like a one-stop shop almost.
That's exactly what it is. It is. It's straight out of the sea, which is fantastic because, as you know, we've got so much fertilization of soils, and it's lacking in minerals, but seaweed's got it all.
And so, without giving away too many trade secrets, how does kelp go from being an ocean-based plant to ending up in one of these jars?
No, that's fine. So, I hand harvest from Mystery Bay down here. I put it on racks on the farm, dried in the sun, so it's all sun-dried. It's only washed in the ocean. And so it keeps that flavour. I've tried washing it with fresh water, but it really does change the flavour. Plus it changes the nutritional content.
Because it's like a seasoning with the salt water on there. Whenever I taste it, it's like, because we had a bit of a taste before, and I had to ask if there was salt added, but there's not. It tastes like salt with kelp, but really it's just straight up kelp.
Yeah, that's right. Yep. No, it's it really has got a great umami, natural flavour base, and slightly salty. And people are really surprised when they try it. They go, "Oh, we thought it was going to be a lot, stronger in flavour or whatever." But it's doing really well. We've infused it with all sorts of different things and sending it out around Australia, and online shop and everything like that.
So what about the marine environment down here in the Eurobodalla makes this kelp so special?
Pristine waters, without a doubt. So, I've had it analysed in the lab, for all the mercury, the nickel, the lead, nothing. So it really is an amazing place to harvest from. And, I feel really lucky to have come across my new path in life and my new journey, and putting some love back into the food chain.
And so what about you, Leanne? Do you have a favourite in flavour infusion, and what's your favourite way to use the kelp?
I do. Our best seller is the garlic infusion, without a doubt. And that's one that I use the most in the kitchen, but I'm really addicted to the chili as well. So it depends what I'm cooking, and each different flavour marries in with different things. But I think the garlic and the chili are my favourites. Yeah.
A kelp for all occasions.
I've pretty much gotten carried away. I'm going to stop now, I swear. I've got 6 now, so
And what's your connection to this area? Have you been around Mystery Bay for a while?
So I've got a bit of a history here as well with that. So my son is now 6th generation, and
wow.
So my great-great-grandparents were here when the Mystery Bay mystery happened. And so...
Do they know what it was about?
I asked my grandfather if there was any stories passed down. He said they heard some unusual activity the night that it all happened.
The mystery deepens.
But quite a connection. Love the place, and feel really blessed to have found my new path and doing what I'm doing.
And why the Eurobodalla for you, Leanne?
Well, it's home. This is my soul ground. Mother Mountain out the front. The people, just that connection to the country as well. I share that as well with the local Aboriginal people, and just growing up here, had to come back. I've been around Australia, and this is home. Love the Eurobodalla.
I've seen everything else and realised that Here's the peak.
Yeah.
Now, when it comes to cookery, sometimes I like to think of Bruce Lee movies. And I can't remember which one it was. I'm pretty sure it was Enter the Dragon, right at the beginning where he's working with his sensei and the sensei asks him, what is the best technique of all? And he says, no technique. And sometimes when it comes to cooking, the best way to cook is to not cook at all. So I've got no heat sources here. We're going to put together a really nice, simple summer salad. I've got a stack of tomatoes, some fresh basil, some pickles, and I've got Leanne's amazing garlic infused kelp there, which is going to be the keystone for bringing this whole thing together. So first up, I want to just slice up some tomatoes. I've got this big bad boy here. I'll just chop down into those nice, lovely big steaks. When it comes to the eye, I'll just chop that out like so. There you go, Digger. He's vegan. He's not really. And so I want to make sure that as I'm chopping it up, I'm getting all kinds of different textures. And I'll just start arranging those on the plate. So there our nice base layer. And then to that, I'm going to add some of these tomatoes, these beautiful truss tomatoes. Just pick the green parts out. I'll cut them in half. And just start building them around the plate. It's a very scientific construction process here. Every tomato is placed with perfection and precision. Really, you're just kind of tossing them on the plate. But with that variety of textures, because of the way they've been cut, you really can't put them down wrong. They just start to look appealing straight out of the gate, because our eyes, our brains crave that variety in texture and shape. That's why sometimes when you get like a big bowl of stew, which looks like it's only got one texture, it doesn't look so appealing because it doesn't have that visual wow factor. But then again, it tastes amazing. So I've just got these little cherry tomatoes that I'm going to chop up into quarters. So we've got 3 types of tomato, each cut up in a different way, each of which will give us a beautiful difference of visual texture. A couple more. Sharp knives always help with cutting tomatoes, so you don't smash them, you can actually slice them. Okay, so the tomatoes are the real base of this dish, and then we're going to build everything else around that. There we go. All right, now first, before we go any further, I'm just going to give that a nice big drizzle of some olive oil, get it seasoned. A little bit of red wine vinegar just to complement the natural sweetness and acidity that's already there from the tomatoes, just accentuate that a little bit more. And then I'm going to get some of this amazing garlic infused kelp and sprinkle that over the top. Now usually in a dish at this point I'd generously season these tomatoes with salt, because tomatoes love salt and they love black pepper, but in this case I'm just going to use the kelp and the garlic infusing. At this stage I'm just going to use the kelp with the infused garlic, because the garlic adds that real amazing sharpness similar to a black pepper, and the kelp itself is salty. There's no need to add salt when you've got the kelp. I'm going to go up a whole size. There we go. And be quite generous, especially because it's windy, and as I'm seasoning it, it's kind of blowing down the paddock. We'll probably see kelp growing in this paddock in the next 6 months. I'm no biologist, so I'm pretty sure that's not how kelp propagation works, but don't quote me on that, anyone. So we've got the base of tomatoes there, and really, if you were eating these tomatoes fresh out of your garden, there's not much that you need to add to that. That would be delicious as is, but I've I've got to earn my keep, you know, as someone who's here to cook a recipe. I'm already not cooking, so I need to add a few more extra bits to it. So I've got these amazing pickled chilies. I'm just going to cut down into nice lengths like that. They're not too hot. They are, you know, they've got a bit of spice, but they're not blow your head off hot. I'll just get the ends out of the way there. Maybe need 2 more. Pickles again, they've got that sourness, that acidity from the pickling brine. Really wonderful complement to tomatoes. Sometimes you contrast flavors and sometimes you work with flavors, and in this case we're working with our flavors. So I'm also going to add, just pick these basil leaves. And I'm going to hope in this high wind situation that they don't blow away too far. I'm just going to tear them over the top. Oh, it's fraught with danger. Cooking in the wind. If it's not trying to blow out the flame on your gas cooker, it's trying to blow away your garnish. And then as well, just as a final little touch, I've got some of these lovely whole Kalamata olives that rather than get, you know, like the something like that, it's just so different to the pre-pitted ones. There's something about when they're brined on the stone that just, they give more flavour and body, and I prefer them like that. It takes a little bit of extra effort, and you got to make sure everyone knows they've got pips in it, because the last thing you want to do is have someone try to send you their dental bill after they crack a tooth eating a pip. But we just pull it apart like that. There we go. And just over the top, one more layer of the kelp. And there we go. That is about as simple and delicious a tomato salad as you can throw together. So it's tomatoes, pickles, and garlic infused mystery bay kelp. And that took me all of about 2 minutes to put together, and it looks $1,000,000.